battle over redistricting is front and center in both Illinois and Indiana today. Indiana's governor called a special session for next week to vote on a new map to give Republicans an even stronger advantage.
And in Illinois, there's a full court press to do the same here, but to remap for a bigger Democrat lead. You remember this all started with Texas, and all of these moves could impact next year's midterms. Political reporter Ann Ahern is joining us now with what this really means for the voter here. Ann?
A lot of changes today, yes. Each state traditionally redraws its maps after the census at the beginning of each decade. So to do it now, it is unprecedented. We're talking about changing perhaps one or perhaps two seats in Indiana and Illinois. Yet, as the two parties look to the midterm next November, they're both determined to garner whatever advantage it takes. Congressman Jonathan Jackson arrives this morning for the closed-door session with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Jeffries in Chicago specifically to pressure Illinois Democrats to redistrict the state.
I've had conversations with Governor Pritzker, and Governor Pritzker has said publicly that all options are on the table, and that's what we believe.
Jeffries met with other members of the Black Caucus as well. Some had initially questioned whether a new Illinois map might negatively impact black voters.
We are completely and totally committed to making sure that African American representation and Latino representation in the great state of Illinois is preserved.
At least one congressional candidate is not as sure.
When I see a map that shows the dilution of black votes, I will be on the state Senate floor advocating and articulating against the bill for it to be struck down.
The push to redraw the Illinois map happens on the same day candidates began filing their nominating petitions for next year's election. This move to redistrict extends to at least 5 other states.
We got to fight fire with fire. I've seen a map, but at the end of the day, it's up to the legislature.
We are committed to working together to make sure that we can take a majority back. This is the only path forward for the Democratic Party and to save the nation.
As Illinois lawmakers return to Springfield for the veto session, Republicans are fighting any redistricting efforts.
You know, everybody wants a fair map. We in Illinois, being in the super minority, are living under the most gerrymandered map in the nation. So we certainly want a fair map, but this is not the way to do that.
Indiana's governor calling a special session next week to approve a new map there that looks to add one more Republican seat. Congressman Frank Mervan's Democratic seat representing Northwest Indiana is targeted. Winning approval, however, is not a guarantee. And it's not a guarantee in Illinois either.
So that's something I think we're all going to have to look at during the process here. But it doesn't have to happen during veto session. It could happen after that. But right now, I think there's just a lot of conversation going on.
Governor Pritzker has been saying for months that redrawing the map in Illinois is possible. At the same time, it leads to a lot of questions, including whether the petitions filed by the candidates today, would they have to redo those?
Oh, wow.
It is complicated.
Yeah, it is. So how would a new map impact voters? And have you seen a draft at all?
I have not seen a draft yet. It has not been publicly available. So some elected officials have seen it. So we really just don't know what the changes are and how many voters will be affected.
All right, Ann. More to watch. Right.
Thanks.
Thank you.